Hello, everyone. My name is Mukhaye Nangalama, and I am here taking over Indy Nights LA. I am a lawyer, and I just want to talk to you today a little bit about voting. Voting is well underway in the state of California. Early voting started October the 5th. I just wanted to bring some key points to the front of your mind. If you have not yet voted, you're not sure if you want to vote, and if you're undecided about what you want to vote on and who you want to vote for. So this year in 2020, we are voting at both the federal and the state level. Federally, we are voting for the President of the United States, and that's all over the news right now. That's the big thing. Some of you may be thinking, why is it even important for me to vote for president? While it may seem that it doesn't impact you on a direct level, it does. Voting for the President of the United States impacts areas such as the economy, healthcare, foreign policy, civil rights. The President has power over how health insurance works in the country. Right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, COVID-19, and you guys see that all over the news. And the current president is making decisions that impact all of us daily regarding the coronavirus. This past administration has made many policies impacting immigration. The economy right now is struggling because of the COVID-19. All of these things are very important to all of us, and these are things that you should think about when you go to the polls. The president also has the power to appoint federal employees, judges, the heads of the judicial department, federal judges, and the Supreme Court. Right now, confirmations hearings for the current Supreme Court justice nominee are underway, and many people don't realize how much this impacts them. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land. The Supreme Court is often the last resort for Americans that are seeking justice. The function of the Supreme Court is to ensure that civil rights are protected for everyday citizens and to strike down laws that are found to be unconstitutional. This is important because whoever is appointed to be on the Supreme Court is going to hold that position for a lifetime. That means that the decisions of the person that is put on the bench will affect a whole generation. Now, by the time you see this, we may have a new Supreme Court justice, but that doesn't mean that all is lost, because somebody may retire, or unfortunately, like the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, there can become an opening and it will need to be replaced. While the president does appoint Supreme Court justices, he does so at the advice and the consent of the Senate. The Senate is also very important. Right now in many states, senators are up for election and re-election. Your senators are the people that are in office to represent you in Washington, D.C. Many people don't know, but you can reach out directly to your state senators. You can let them know what's going on in your states at home. You can also express to them to vote one way or another for a bill that's on the floor. And I say all of this to say that impacts people directly at a local level. Your vote for a Senate is important because that impacts you directly. And your senator may end up on, say, a Senate Judiciary Committee. The Senate Judiciary Committee is the committee that's in place right now that is running the confirmation hearings for the current Supreme Court justice nominee. You can reach out to your local state senator and let them know whether you want them to confirm the nomination or if you disagree with it. It's imperative that you research the people that are running for this office because they are your voice directly into Washington. Last but not least, we have a number of issues that are on the state ballot here in California. There are about 13 different propositions and 12 measures. These all impact us as Californians directly. Along with those propositions and measures, there are various district attorneys that are up for election or re-election, as well as judges. Most people forget about the district attorney. The district attorney is important because the district attorney determines who gets charged with a crime and what crime. The district attorney also has a hand at setting bail, as well as the plea bargaining process. Judges are also important because these are the people that sit in our civil courts whenever there's civil litigation happening. These are people that also sit on courts, say the small claims court that everybody at some point, I feel like, might get a taste of. Oftentimes family courts as well, and these impact, child custody hearings, child support hearings. There are judges that sit on the bench that, handle wills and trusts when a loved one may pass away. Judges that impact taxes and how taxes are assessed on properties. In addition to that, in LA, we also have state assembly seats that are up for election, as well as the Los Angeles Community College Board of Trustees, which I didn't really know much about. So I encourage all of you to look into your voter guides and find out more information about these officials that are running for office. In addition to that, there are many propositions. There are so many propositions on the ballot this year, and I know that it can be a bit overwhelming, but I definitely encourage all of you to seek out information because these are the things that impact us every day. There's a proposition on the ballot right now that allows local governments to expand rent control. Here in Los Angeles, that's a big thing because we have a huge renters market. There's a proposition on the ballot that will allow 17-year-olds the right to vote in the primary election, if they will be 18 by the time the general election rolls around. And that's so important because I feel that the current election has re-energized young people, or not even re-energized, just energized young people in a way that we haven't seen before. And imagine how much could change by adding 17-year-olds the right to vote. There's a proposition on the ballot that will restore the right to vote to people that have been incarcerated who are currently on parole. And I personally think that, in the criminal justice system, you go in and you serve your time, and the idea around it is that you come out and you're supposed to be this model citizen, and voting is part of that. Voting is a right that all of us should have. In addition to that, Los Angeles is a huge gig economy. There's a proposition on the ballot that would consider app-based drivers to be independent contractors, and companies like Uber and like Lyft would be forced into enacting labor policies. And that will affect us all because many of us here in Los Angeles, we use Uber and Lyft to get around every day. I know there's so much information, and your voter guides are a great place and a great resource to find out more information. I hope that was helpful to you. And I just want to leave you with one thing, that you show up for progress when you show up to the polls. So I encourage all of you to go out and vote.